Hi folks, so I was contacted by a company called IC Station, who are someone I've actually heard from before, and they sell lots of little circuit boards and the little sort of widgets that I generally pick up on eBay. And they said, would I be interested in taking a look at some bits? And I said, yeah, sure, send me some stuff over. And they decided on these, but it's a little 433 megahertz transmitter, and I was initially going to say no to this because I've already got a couple of them kicking around, but this isn't quite the same as ones I've used in the past. This is EV1527 codes, and I think that's the same thing that my garage door opener and my sliding gate use. So I thought I'd have a little look at that one. And the other thing they chose to send me over was a little LED love heart kit, which I'm going to use as a soldering exercise with my 8-year-old. They've also given me a discount code if anyone's interested in buying bits and bobs from them, so I'll stick that down in the video description down below. Anyway, we'll save the EV transmitter for later because it's going to be a bit more involved, I suspect, and we'll take a look at what's in this LED love heart kit. I mean, this is mostly just a soldering exercise. I used to build little Velman kits up like this just to practice soldering and because it's something nice to do for a few hours. So it comes with a battery holder, it comes with a circuit board that's got the component placings pretty clearly marked out, nothing too tricky about that, and we've got hopefully all the components we need. So 3 transistors, 3 capacitors, bunch of resistors and a whole heap of LEDs. So I'm going to get on and build this circuit up with my son, and I might try and draw a circuit diagram of it to work out what's actually going on with it. It's going to be a fairly straightforward little, I imagine this is going to be a ring oscillator effectively, so one transistor will switch on the next transistor, which switches on the third transistor, which switches the transistor number 1 back on and off again, and as these transistors get switched on it'll light up a selection of lights, so they'll be wired up in parallel with each other. So that set there is in parallel with that set there, and so on. So I'll get the soldering iron out and get my 8-year-old in here, and we're going to do some soldering for an hour or two.
There.
Only get the ones where you've soldered them.
I'm trying to get all the other ones stood up straight.
Okay.
Not leaned over. So we can get the ones that are soldered. And after these 2 babies come down, we've done everyone. You've cut everyone. Now yellow. I hope it's good for me.
It's good now.
Plus minus.
Excellent. Okay. Time for the soldering iron.
Listen. Flip.
Okay. Stick the other battery in then and let's see if it works.
Minus. I think they're flash quicker now. It's hard to fit both batteries in. Maybe it did want AAs, but I think AAs fit.
And hand. Ah, there we go. Oh.
It's because it's not technically for the in.
There we go. There we go. Okay, show the heart to the camera. Let's have a look at it. Awesome. Lovely. Well done, Tom. Excellent work.
Let's show it in.
Okay, so having a little look at this wireless transmitter module. Now, the other one that I've got in the past was actually a data-modem module for hooking up to an Arduino. I think this is more the garage door opener style thing. And looking on the back, is that the right way up? Get it the right way up. Looking on the back, it's actually got a bunch of jumper settings for operating on different frequencies. So my LiftMaster garage door opener, I happen to know, is a 390 megahertz controller on it, and there seems to be jumper settings on these jumper blocks to get you onto a bunch of different frequencies, though I don't quite understand how this table works here because it's got things labelled 1 through 6 and there's actually 4 jumpers there. I need to try and work out how the different position on the jumpers actually get these different frequencies. So Well, let's have a play. Okay, so having failed to work out what's going on the first time, I'm back taking another look at this little wireless transmitter dongle. The setup here, I've got a SDR software defined radio dongle in here. This is one of the Freeview DAB FM generic radio receivers. It so happens you can reconfigure them in software and get them to receive pretty much any frequency you want. So I've got us here set to a centre of 433 megahertz, and you'll see when I press the button on my little radio controlled for the garage door, I say that, then there we go. You get a little blip just about there each time I press the button as it transmits the code for the garage door. And I dare say somewhere down my garden the garage door or the gate is opening and closing all by itself. And I thought this was a 390 megahertz thing, but clearly it's 433 megahertz there. So if I now turn on this little dongle just in its default setting, you can see we get a significantly stronger transmit power than on this little key fob. Key fob gives us a tiny little thing. That gives us absolutely massive frequency spike, and they're not quite the same frequency, but it's probably close enough. They're within, you know, a couple of hundred kilohertz of each other, and I think that is to some extent tunable with these dip switches down here, jumpers rather. Now these jumpers I initially thought set the frequency because there's this table on the back here that lists different frequencies, but I think that's actually where someone was supposed to have checked a box, and this thing's frequency is set by this 433 megahertz crystal here. So it's always going to be a 433 megahertz transmitter, but that seems to be the same as my key fob dongle is at the moment anyway. So theoretically I can pair this thing up with my garage door. So I'm going to find a little battery I can connect to that and give that a try now. Okay, so here we are in the garage at the moment, and this is the garage door open. It's a Chamberlain Motorlift 850 made by LiftMaster, and the way you train this is you press the orange button for learn, and then you press the button on your keys until it goes click, and then the garage door opens and closes. So we'll stop that and go back to open, so we've got some reasonable lighting in here. Now if I try the same with this little dongle thing, I've just got one wire soldered onto it, so we'll say learn, and then we'll try and train this. It does the click to indicate that it's learnt the remote, but then although we can see the LED flashing to say it's picked up a signal, it still doesn't actually seem keen on the idea of talking to this remote. So I'm guessing that this LiftMaster stuff uses something other than the EV1527 codes this unit sends. But I'm going to go and have a quick look at the datasheet for this now, or for this little chip on there, see if we can work out what it does, and maybe see if I can work out what codes this uses. But for other projects where you know you're talking to something EV1527, this is actually a really dead simple little dongle to use, because all you need is to do is supply it with power, and you can run that off the output from a microcontroller. It only pulls about 4 milliamps, so really hardly any current drain on there at all, and it works down to 3 volts. So for all manner of little projects other than controlling this LiftMaster gear, this might be a perfect little dongle. So I've pulled apart my car keys here, or the LiftMaster original remote, which was running off 2 coin cells apparently, and it's kind of very similar in terms of gubbins. It's got a little 433 megahertz oscillator. Obviously this has got space for a few more push buttons, and then there's one chip that does all the magic stuck on the back there. 127040A by the looks of it. See if we can get some data on that. Well, I'm unable to find any information at all on this little LiftMaster Chamberlain chip. I'm guessing it's some custom manufactured thing for them. It is a very similar one-time programmable rolling code system whereby each time you press the button you get a different code, and that's exactly what this EV1527 thing is about. But having googled on it, I've no idea what that's compatible with. It's not compatible with either of my 2 LiftMaster remotes. It's probably compatible with some other garage door openers. So if you're in the market for an EV1527 dongle for your Arduino projects or Raspberry Pi or anything, this fits the bill. But unfortunately, I haven't got a project I can use this for at the moment, so I'll just put this in a component drawer and save it until I need it. Anyway, I want to send a thank you to IC Station for sending me these bits, and to everyone else, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Cheers folks, bye.